It might be child abuse, something that's over a period of time, and that's what's called complex trauma. It could either be physical harm or stress, or psychological, something that you're physically okay, but it's more of a psychological trauma. And they both exhibit equal amount of pain. Reliving the event, and sometimes just keeps churning in the person's head over and over and over again. They can't get away from it. They keep thinking about it, and anything could trigger it. It could, anything at all. They're easily triggered. And so it's painful. It's extremely painful to live like this. So you could, it's emotional numbing, where you feel disengaged, you feel estranged from people, you feel detached, you feel like you're alone, you're hopeless. How am I ever going to get out of this? What's going to happen? How is it going to change? Sometimes it's stored in your body, that stress. People many times are like this. They're so stressed out as a result of it. They're easily aroused, panicking, anxiety. Things just trigger them all too easy. And they again, their mind just keeps churning, haunting thoughts, memories, all these kind of things. That's where they may get into substance use just to numb this, or they may get into risky behavior or self-harm just to kind of get away from that. That's not the answer. So many times we talked about child rearing and our parental, how we are brought up has a tremendous effect upon how we are and how we deal with it today. But if there's any kind of abuse in the home as a young child, it's definitely going to make an impression on that child and their outlook, their view of life, their view maybe of how they parent, and their view of who they are as a man or as a woman. So all these things, and many of the environments are healthy, and that's wonderful, but some of them are abusive and very, very difficult. Sometimes parents are very controlling. Sometimes parents are living their life, their unfulfilled life, through their child. And the child doesn't even have their own life. They're living it through their parents. All these different scenarios, but each and every one of them could have that imprinting of that traumatic effect. So again, if it's so difficult and the emotional pain is so unbearing, people might decide, let me just go numb, let me just use, some drug to get, just to kind of, that I could deal with it, that I could deal with life. Or, sometimes people use alcohol, they use food, they use busyness, their own busyness, just to get away from themselves. Feeling discounted, low self-worth, emotional pain, that gets imprinted into your psyche, that becomes your belief system. And you believe it to the core. Your belief about that your parents is how your parents are, or a belief system about yourself, who you are. And if you have low self-esteem, it's very, very painful. How do I get out of this? Again, let me go numb. And that's where an addiction becomes a viable option. It's a temporary relief. It's not the answer. It never was. It never will be. It's temporary. So, how to heal? Compassionate parental identity, reparenting yourself. Again, many aspects of growing up and our parenting were good. They were positive. We certainly want to keep them. But anything else that is difficult. Maybe our parents did the best they knew what to do and how to do it. If they would have known better, they would have done better. But there's no sense continuing to blame or to be unforgiving. That doesn't work either. Sometimes we have to forgive those that raised us and move on. And again, if they knew better, they would have done better. So just let it go, move on, forgive. And one wonderful thing comes out of it. And you may sit here and say, there was nothing wonderful. There was nothing good, nothing. There is one good thing. And that's that if you went through such a difficult child raising, growing up, at least perhaps now, today, you know what not to do with your children as a parent. You may not know what to do, but at least you know what did not work. And at least you could spare your children of that. So if you took the hit for them, okay, it's worth it, but at least they don't have to go through it as well. Creative identity, being creative in so many different ways, through art, through dance, through music, so many different ways. All this is very, very healthy. It's just energy and using your energy in a very positive way. Healing environment, soothing, use music, landscape, all these, your environment at home is also going to help dictate, and encourage either that healing environment. Music plays a wonderful part of the healing process. Align your parenting skills with your values, not pass on any of the wounds or those hurtful situations. Again, they happened. It had nothing to do with you, just happened to be there. But you also deserve to have a beautiful life today. That's your birthright. Use yogic technology to cut through harmful patterns and form healthy habits. So that's what we're going to experience tonight and have some fun doing. So Kundalini Yoga, many wonderful things. It works with the energy within the body. It's called the yoga of awareness. Anxiety, depression, insomnia. It moves the energy throughout the body so that we can be in a state of balance. It's all about balance, strengthening our body, getting inner strength as well, grit, determination, stamina, aware, conscious, and then reduce tension, create physical and emotional balance, strengthens the nervous system. We need a strong nervous system just to get through the day. Life is hard sometimes. Life is challenging. We can't keep falling apart every time something doesn't go our way. We have to be able to withstand that. And that's your nervous system. It can be built up. It can be strengthened. The body is very resilient. The body naturally wants to bounce back to good health. And so once you start the practice, it will respond very quickly. Meditation, this is for the psychological. So you have physical, and then you have the psychological, mental aspects of meditation. So that's that internal calm, that peace within, spiritually getting connected, whether you call it a higher power, God, creator, source of life. You don't have to call it anything, but just know As we take another breath, something keeps us going beyond ourselves. And so, however you view that, it's perfect. Reduces negative thoughts, emotional clearing of the subconscious mind. So we don't have to be weighted by all these haunting thoughts and memories and all this subconscious stuff that we have going on. It's like this clearing. It allows us just to clear and have that calmness, that peace of mind. Mantra, sound. So the sound is like a coding. Think of it as like a spiritual DNA, right? It alters patterns of the mind. It works with the brain chemistry. It's not haphazard. It's not just blurting out any sound. It has to do with the tongue. As the tongue strikes the top of the palate, has a specific effect on your hypothalamus, on your frontal lobe. This is like that aha moment. It affects the brain. It's like, oh, I understand. Oh, I get it. Oh, that's that awareness. So it's very, very specific. Cut through conscious and unconscious blocks. We all have them. But the question is, how do we release it so it doesn't become a weight? So we're able just to let them go. It affects the endocrine system. There's the nervous system again. Increase access to your neutral mind. Your neutral mind, every thought comes in first through the positive mind. Through the negative mind. Then it goes through the positive mind. So negative mind is, no, that won't work. No, 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 I don't think so. That's not going to work. Positive mind is, of course it's going to work. Every time it works, it's going to work. It's going to work without actually getting all the facts. And then you come to the neutral mind, where it's like you weigh the pros and cons very neutrally. And you sit very quietly within your own self and let the voice of your intuition speak. The sixth sense, that's your neutral mind. Trust it. So, healing diet. So, if somebody has gone through a trauma and a traumatic event, there are wonderful things that they could do to help heal. So, whole foods, organic foods, non-starchy. So, whole foods, basically fresh fruits and vegetables, preferably organic, and the non-starchy vegetables. Plant protein, that's your beans, legumes, lentils, chickpeas, soybeans. This is very high in protein. Seeds and nuts are great for your brain. Brain health, good protein, rich in fat. So you can have pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, almonds, walnuts, macadamia. There's some great, seeds and nuts for good protein. Avoid dirty dozen foods that are high in pesticides. So what's dirty dozen? First of all, you could look it up. You could Google that and look up dirty dozen foods. And these are foods that, like it says, high in pesticides, things like strawberries, pears, peaches, apples, even potatoes, kale, spinach. So these are the things you definitely want to get organic. If they're not part of the dirty dozen, it's still good to get organic, but it's not as critically important as some of these others that have high pesticides. Preferably foods that don't have chemicals, preservatives, coloring, flavoring. If you're not sure, look at the label. And if the label has words that are very, very, very long, it probably has a lot of chemicals in it. So you may want to stay with that. Okay, foods to repair stress. So bananas, you want to eat the inside as well. So with a spoon, you could scrape that out and have the stringy part as well. That's where there's a lot of the nutrition there. Oranges are great. There's the whole grains again. B vitamins. B restores nervous system strength. And so take B vitamins. Ginger is great for also for stress, and it heals the nervous system. So you could slice it, saute it with ginger and garlic and onion, saute it, some ghee, and then add your favorite vegetables. Or you could just make ginger tea and steep it and drink that. Horseradish, watercress, body mineralizers, all these are good. Broccoli, great during times of stress. Yogi tea has wonderful herbs and spices in it. Golden milk. The recipe is, I think it's in one of my books, but you could get that online easily as a download. Avoid sugar, coffee, chocolate. Sorry, but when we say avoid, because we're also human. So if it's reduce or avoid, as you choose. Okay, so we do have a free download that we'll send you in the link for some great juice blends and recipes. It's absolutely wonderful. If you have a juicer, you can make it. Just try to get organic if you can. So it's our blessing to share these practices for daily living, giving a most precious experience and enriching the quality of your life. It is the birthright of all people to be happy and live in peace. This is our prayer. Okay, so we have one more complimentary event on April 27th, Connecting to Your Spirituality. Everyone is welcome. Tell your friends, your colleagues, your family members. Everyone is welcome. Okay, so I am going to turn it over to Emily, and we're going to be able to move around a little bit, do some yoga and a meditation. So we'll have some fun.
Thank you, Mukta. Thank you so much. It's awesome to share the event with you, Satnam. So, hi, I'm Emily. I love seeing people I know from different SuperHealth events and my very own parents and some friends here. Love you all. So, ready for some yoga? Let's make our space ready and let's come to all fours for a cat-cow warm-up. All right, so we're going to be on all fours. As you inhale, your head and your tailbone come up. And as you exhale, they go down and you curl and you arch your back. Inhale as your head comes up and exhale as it goes down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And just go like that for a couple moments here. And coming back to neutral spine, flat back. Inhale, and as you exhale, push it all the way back, your hips to your heels, parting the knees any amount, baby pose. And lay your arms alongside your body with your palms facing up. And deep breathing, and forehead to the floor. Inhale, coming all the way up. We're going to meet up in standing. And if anyone's doing this from a chair, that will work too. So first, what we're going to do is head into a back bend, and it's our arms are all the way up and as much of a back bend as you can. Your hands are together or they're locked with your thumbs like that. Big back bend. Before you head back there, I want you to scoop your tailbone under. So we're protecting the low back. See how that changes things a little bit? And then inhale, and as you exhale, release into a deep back bend. And if you have a low back situation where you're not going to do a back bend, just stand tall like this and breathe. And breathing. Great, everybody. As you inhale, slowly, slowly, all the way up to standing, inhale. And as you exhale, fold all the way forward into a deep forward fold. Any amount is good. If you're here, that's good. If you're here, that's good. If your hands are on the floor, that's good too. And deep breathing here. And keep a little micro bend in your knees. Don't lock out your knees. So in the forward fold, inhale all the way. Holding the breath up at the top, pump your navel as much as you can. As many times as you can, pump your navel with your breath held in. And when you can't do it anymore, big exhale. And pump your navel as much as you can with the breath held out. And do that same breath pattern. Big inhale. And as you're holding your breath in, pump your navel as much as you can. When you can't hold your breath anymore, exhale. And with your breath held out, pump your navel as much as you can. And go with that pattern.
मान रहे।
Very nice, everybody. Release the breath pattern, nice and slow, all the way up to standing. You can take a while with it. It can be slow. Good. Great. So now we're going to part our legs wide. And our forearms are like this, parallel to the floor. And we're going to do a big circle with our hips. Doesn't matter which direction. So we're moving only the hips. And we're just making a big circle. And this is a nice big spine massage. And release the circles. Great work, everybody. So now with the feet still in the same position, we're going to do backwards circles with our arms. So it's like you're doing the backstroke here. Nice. Micro bend to the knees. Don't lock the knees. Come all the way forward till you have a flat back, as much as you can. Keep doing the backward circles with the arms. And then come all the way up and come into a big back bend, still doing the backward circles. And then go all the way forward to the flat back. And all the way back up into the back bend. And keep it moving. All the way, very slow, come all the way up to standing. Recenter, recalibrate yourself here, and just close your eyes. And deep breathing. Everybody was beautiful that I saw. And come lying all the way to the floor. We made it to the first Shavasana of the night. All the way lying on the floor, closing the eyes, just relax and absorb. Lying all the way onto your back. I want to make sure everybody's lying on the floor or maybe lying on a couch. Just we're lying down, we're relaxing right now. Yeah. starting to come back. Rub your hands and your feet together, palms of your hands, soles of your feet. Nice. You can go right back to bed after we meditate, I promise. And now come all the way up to seated. So this is a meditation for the arc line and for clearing karmas. Your arc line is, have you seen the pictures or paintings of saints when they have the gold around their head like that? Or maybe pictures of the Hindu goddesses and gods when they have the big, it's like a gold shiny around. That's their arc line. That's like a physical artistic representation of the arc line, which is a part of our yogic anatomy. That's the arc line. That's the sixth yogic body. So for this meditation, we're going to get right in the arc line. And what is held in the arc line is the Akashic records. That's your karma. That's your everything you've done in this life, everything you've done in past lives, everything from your family lineage is held in your arc line. And guess what? Through this technology, we can clear that. We can give ourselves a clearing of that and make ourselves shiny and new. So when me and Mukta were talking about this before, we were thinking of there's lots of different practices where you're physically getting up in your arc line. Like, can anyone think of them? It's anything where we're physically reaching into the arc line, like anything, any of this. That's to clear the arc line and to install a different pattern. There's this, Gyan Chakra Kriya, that clears the arc line. Anybody think of anything else that we're really getting up in there in that arc line to clear? Well, let's learn one right now. So the mantra is Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo. It's Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo. And so our hands are like this, little cups. And on every line of the mantra, we're going to chant out loud. Our eyes are closed during the meditation, but right now they can be open. We're going to chant with every line, Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo, reaching as far back as you can. Every time. Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo. See how we're getting right up in that arc line? We're physically clearing that. That is awesome that we can just do that with yoga and meditation. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to play the track. And it's just with every line of the mantra is the arm move. Don't get overzealous and don't go too fast with it. It's just every line of the mantra. Waheguru, 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 Wahegyo. And let's go for it. Eyes are closed. We're going to let go of it all. Anything we don't want to carry anymore, anything from our life, our past lives, all the millions of past lives you had to live to get into this room tonight. Anything in your lineage, any traumas in your lineage, it's all over. We're clearing them out right now. chanting out loud, please, with the music. And now with the hands all the way behind, as far behind as you can, inhale. Holding the breath all the way up at the top. Stretch, stretch, tall, tall. Push the energy up, up. Pull Mulabandha. Exhale, but keep your arms up. Twice more, inhale. Hold the breath up at the top. Pull Mulabandha. Push the energy up, up. Sit tall, grow tall. Exhale. Last time, big inhale. Push the energy up, 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 pulling Mulabandha. Holding the breath. Exhale, nice and slow. Bring the arms down. Close the eyes. Just meditate for a couple moments here. Beautiful job. So that was maybe 10 minutes. If you want to really work on this, let's do it for 11 minutes a day at least. You could do it for 31 if you wanted to. That's your idea of a good time. But so continue this for 40 days. We're going to send out the replay next week. You can do it with this video, or you could get your own music track. We're going to put my playlist in the chat, and you can do it on your own with your own music track. It's really easy to remember the motion. So do it on your own for 40 days, at least 11 minutes a day, and you're going to get a real serious clearing. And if that's what you came here for, that is my advice and assignment to you. Satnam. So let's turn it over back to Mukta. Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you. That was wonderful. That's great. And the fun thing is you could use any music. So whatever suits you, it works great. So, okay, so what we want to do is invite you to the next real special training that we have coming up May 4th. It's for 3 every other weekends. And it's a more intensive experience where we get more into depth of each of the different aspects of SuperHealth. It's not only just substances, but it's also behavioral. And so you can see the dates, and let's go through this. It's an online course. So it's an immersion training. It contains the content, culture, and consciousness of SuperHealth. It's a unique yogic training for change, breaking habits and addictive behavior. It's very, very specific. The ancient yogic science is filled with formulas and recipes that were used many thousands of years ago, and they just happen to work so effectively with modern day problems that we are facing today as a global society, a lot with drugs and alcohol and just stress. And these techniques work wonderfully. So we're going to go through that and explain to you. It's a really unique, special opportunity to grab this opportunity if you get it. If any of those weekends do not work for you, everything will be taped, and you will receive that in your inbox pretty immediately. So it's we're very flexible, but we want as many people to have this experience because just face it, the world needs you and me and every one of us. And there's no more time, look and see what people are doing. They're walking upside down. So if you learn one thing that works and you share it with people, that's enough. It's perfect. So what are some of the addictive behaviors? Drugs, alcohol, opioids, prescription meds, food issues. Food is a really big one. Eating disorders, smoking, gambling, IT devices, relationships, and on and on and on and on. And a lot of this, the origin of the problem is stress. We're also stressed out, and the rest is how we try to deal with it and manifest it. It messes up our relationships and all kinds of aspects of our life. And so it's a great opportunity to experience. It's not just talking, but it's experience how the yoga works, how the breathing works, how the meditations, getting all the special nutritional recipes and formulas, diets. These were one secret, but they're no longer secret. And so we're living in a time of transparency, and they're available for all of us. That's the beauty of the teachings. So every day we'll be doing some yoga and meditation like we did today. And there's the nervous system again, and we understand that you need strong nerves to get through the challenges of everyday life, to be non-reactive, to be calm, and not just to react to everything coming at us, but to be non-reactive. And that takes practice of a particular mantra or a meditation or a yoga set or something to help us as a tool be non-reactive. A lot of times when we react is when we get ourselves in trouble. We say something we regret, we do something we have to apologize for, and it makes a mess of our life. So if we have a foot on the gas that's working effectively and the brake, that's the balance of life. So these are just some of the components of what we cover. Of course, the yoga, the meditation, the breathing, meditations for the psychological addictions, not only physical. Many times it's also psychological, addicted to the thought, addicted to the mindset. There's a humanology section that deals with a lot of the core issues of the root. It's my belief that drugs, alcohol, food is really not the problem. What is the root? Get to the root. Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is it rejection? Is it self-hatred? Something. And simply the drugs, the alcohol, just cover it up. It's a way how it's the manifestation of that root. And if you work through that root, like fear or rejection, self-love, generational wounding, where we pass it on from generation to generation. Sometimes we do things not because it's us, it's just, oh, this is the way it's always been done in our household. So you have the chance to separate that out and to really develop and grow yourself as an individual. Nutrition plays a very big, important part of the program. We have the detoxification phase, which is the cleansing, releasing toxins. If a person takes drugs or even cigarettes, it's toxic. So it's a way to release that toxins. And then the rehabilitation diet rebuilds the system. So it's not just the diet, but it's also the juice blends that help accelerate the healing process. Sound, mantra, has a lot to do with the whole imprinting of the psyche and understanding how that all works. We talked a little bit about the tongue and the mouth and the brain and the hypothalamus. We'll get much more in depth, and you'll have a complete understanding of how exactly that works. It's not haphazard. It's not an accident. It's exact. It's an exact science. So here's some of the foods and the detoxification with the juices. You'll be given all the recipes and formulas for the specific juices. There's juice blends to calm and strengthen the nervous system. There are the juice formulas that are really cleansing, like for the bloodstream and to purify the blood. So each one is very specific for different reasons and causes. So these are the two manuals that come with the course. And to be honest with you, I mean, these manuals are gold. It took me and another person I was working with 2.5 years to put this together. But what it is, it's everything is well organized and coordinated. So, for instance, when Yogi Bhajan used to lecture, he might say something about, let's say, for instance, alcohol in one lecture, and then he'd say something further about it in another lecture, and it was kind of like all over the place. So what we did was we gathered all the things that, he said about alcohol, he said about smoking, he said about overeating, opioids. And what we did is we organized it so it's so easy for you to just, read anything that you want. You want information on eating disorders. You want something on uh, opioids or marijuana or alcohol. So this just gives you a little bit of an idea of so many of the different areas. This is priceless. This is really just so priceless. And then the other manual is all the kriyas and meditation. So if you, let's say you're working with somebody that was coming off alcohol. So, okay, what juice blend, what food, what kriya, what meditation, what breath. So it makes it very, very easy and supportive. So if you need to, work on yourself or a particular area, or you're working with somebody else, it makes it very, very easy, and you're ready to get out the door and start really working with people and offering yourself, being available to help. So who's it for? It's for everybody. It's for yoga teachers or yoga practitioners, healthcare providers. They could integrate some of the techniques that we're doing into the treatment protocol, counselors, any kind of massage therapists or healing practitioners, anyone in the process of making meaningful lifestyle changes themselves. So if a person is really serious about wanting to change their behavior or something that's going on, as long as they're really serious about it, they're welcome to participate with us. So why take the training? What are you going to do with it? If you're interested, it could be a furthering of an advanced career, teaching opportunities. You could specialize in something with, maybe you're going to teach a 6-week course on no smoking, for instance. And by the way, at the end of the course, for those who complete the homework, they're given an 8-week kit of complete 8 weeks of full classes of what you could begin to teach as soon as you're done. You have this kit that's complete. So there's very little for you to have to think about or do. You're just ready to go. Really enhance your knowledge and technical know-how to teach with a depth of impact and precision. These teachings are science, they're precise. And so you'll have that understanding. And anyone who you work with is going to know that you're authentic, that you know what you're talking about, and they can trust you, and they'll want to do what you're recommending because of your authenticity. Widen your spectrum of the teachings, even strategies to integrate into current yogic and treatment platforms. Yoga is growing every year as more and more people practicing yoga. Unfortunately, substance use is growing too. And so the need to teach and to offer these kind of teachings to people is priceless. It's more than just, here, take this pill. That's temporary. That's not ultimately going to really address the root cause. Here you're working with the root. And once you could pull that out by the root, you don't have to see it keep reoccurring in a person's life. So, if you need CEUs, continuing education units, we give out 40. That's a lot for to be able to renew your license. If you have any of these licenses, of course, you don't have to have CEUs, but if that's part of your life, then it's a great opportunity to get your continuing education units. And these are some of the different boards that we cover. So these are the different dates and the different, yeah. Emily, you want to talk further about this?
Yeah, thank you. We have a couple different payment options. We have our full tuition for the immersion is $9.95. That can be split into 4 monthly payments of $249. We have a really special offer for you tonight for the special people who are here, and only you. We're going to put a link in the chat, and that is a link to 195 off of this full tuition, which makes 800. So your rate would be 800 just for coming tonight. You would pay 800, or you could do 4 monthly payments of 200 each. So that's a fantastic discount. And the way that you get that is go to that link that is in the chat, scroll to the bottom of that registration page, and you'll see a little note at the bottom for trauma healing participants, and that's your links, and that's how you can sign up. And that deal is going to last through Monday night at midnight. So you've got this weekend, and we would love, love, love to have you with us at the training.
I'll tell you, I'll be very honest with you. This is such an amazing discount. If you're even thinking about it, if you even had a dream about it, grab it, because, you know, right now it's too important to make finances prohibitive for people. The times are changing. The world needs you. The world needs me. The world needs each one of us to just be able to put your hand on someone's shoulder and tell them it's going to be all right, or how can I make your day better, and to offer yourself. And if you tell them one thing that glorifies their life, that makes the life hopeful, that's who you are. And so we want to really make it as easy as possible. If somebody has a thought about it, an inkling about it, like I said, a dream about it, anything, don't hesitate, grab it. So I know we said a lot. So does anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments, anything at all?
Questions about the immersion that Mukta just went over, questions about what we did in the workshop today, about the yoga, the meditation, or about anything SuperHealth related, anything you've always been wondering, but we're too afraid to ask. Let's bring it out right now. And also, we know that it was a really sensitive topic tonight. We're going to do 3 free events like this month, and this is the most sensitive one. And so if you want to just do a little share on how you're feeling, things that came up for you during different parts of the workshop, please feel free to do that too. We'd love to hear it.
Thank you so much for offering this gift to us all and to me. I feel I've been in the world in a pretty collapsed place, physically, emotionally, you know, everything spiritually. And even just now doing this short set, I feel like just kind of pried open in a good way. It's powerful. My question was, and it's kind of an odd question, I think, maybe, but could you speak to the science of the mantras and the sounds a little bit? I'm just really curious about it.
Yeah, when we talked about the tongue and the upper palate, that has the tongue and the upper palate have a very special relationship. And the sensitivity of the tongue as it touches right in back of the teeth, put your tongue right in back of the teeth and go along the ridge line, that U shape right in back of your teeth. It has a very particular sensation, right? It's called the hard palate. There are 64 meridian points there. Now take your tongue and go all the way in back. That's a different sensation, right? Can you feel that? So as your tongue strikes the different parts, the meridian points, right in back of the teeth, this is related to this portion of the brain. See, everything is well connected. Everything is related. And so as you chant, like, for instance, that mantra, Wa, He, Guru, Adu, is right in back of the teeth. This helps open up this whole area, your frontal lobe. That's what helps with that. Oh, I get it. I understand. I see. That's the awakening. So it's very, very specific. Sat Nam. Try that. Sat. The T is right in back of the T. Sat. The Nam also is right in back of the two front teeth. Nam. 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 Very specific. And that has an effect on the brain, the pituitary, the pineal, the frontal lobe, the hypothalamus. All that is basically how we are wired. So it doesn't matter if we're wired with problems, we can rewire ourselves for new beginnings, proper wiring. It's like anything, you have a TV, if it's not wired properly, it's going to be snowy. You won't be able to see. But when you correct it and you wire it properly, oh, I see. It's the same thing. So all this does, it helps us wire our brain so that the brain can support all the changes that we're going through at the same time. Did you want to say anything further, Emily?
So for me, I can speak to the effects of the mantras in my life. It's as if you're downloading a new app onto your phone. Like you're giving yourself a new program that you can now live into. Like whether it's a prosperity thing, a healing thing, just any intention that you have, you can find a mantra that corresponds with it. And it's as if you have this new app that you can now use. And it just gets on your phone by repeating this mantra enough times. And then it expands and expands and expands, and the effects expand to everything. It's incredible.
But more than anything is you'll have the experience of it. And then you have that knowing. So it's not somebody else telling you, but you do it yourself and you have that experience. That's the beauty.
A question in the chat is, can the practices ever make the addictions worse before they are relieved?
What is it? Can the practices?
Can the Kundalini Yoga practices ever make the addictions worse before they are relieved, before the addictions start to be relieved?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is sensitivity on the part of the teacher who may be working with somebody, but to go, first of all, to assess what the condition, how much a person is, if they're stopping using, what they're stopping using. Is it something that needs medical care first and foremost, because like DTs with alcohol? So we have to assess that. Assuming everything is okay and safe, to really go slow at first. You don't want to trigger anything. And so moderation is really important. It's that whole thing with balance, not being like fanatic, all or nothing. It's easy to be all or nothing, but to be that balance. So go slowly, be kind to yourself, and then slowly work up to it, slowly build yourself up. And I think it's that kindness and that compassion and sensitivity is part of the healing. You tune into yourself. But none of this extreme kind of behavior, especially if you're coming off any kind of a substance.
I know what you're saying, Lori. Sometimes practices, not this though, but I know why you asked that question. Sometimes certain things do make it worse and before it gets better, but that's not how Kundalini yoga technology works. It's always an addition. It's always adding energy, adding breath, adding good things. It's never something that's gonna take away or become a negative. It's just simply not how it works. And so it's always something that is adding to your life, no matter what, even if you're, no matter if you're an athlete or a professional of some kind or whatever you are, you take these technologies and add them to what you're already doing and it makes them better. Always, always does that way. And one thing that does happen in the beginning, at the very beginning of your Kundalini yoga practice, it's like a detox. And like even like this that we did today, you know, we're getting rid of some real things. This is getting rid of karma. That's real. And we really did that. And so at the beginning of my Kundalini yoga practice, I would sometimes feel very sad and have to cry for a little while after I took a real class. And that's normal. That's a detox and that's a release of things that needed to be released. But it would always go away within 2 hours. And now that, knock on wood, but that does not happen anymore. It happens in the beginning, but I don't experience that anymore.
You know, and also just really simplistically, Kundalini yoga is the yoga of awareness. So even if you just breathe and take in deep breath, long, deep breaths, and have an appreciation that this is a gift. It's not something that we're oblivious to. With that awareness, we have the ability and the capacity in our new awareness to even say thank you. Thank you, however it works, however the next breath comes, it's a gift. It's not a right. And that graciousness. So even if you can't do, even if you do a little or a lot of the physical postures, just, you know, apply that gracious awareness that Kundalini Yoga also gives to you is very enriching in your life. Anything else?
Those are great questions so far.
Okay, well, let us conclude. We'll sing the Long Time Sunshine song. And so let's place your hands together at the heart. Close your eyes.
May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the Lord
May peace prevail. May mankind live in absolute joy, happiness, and prosperity. May we understand each other with trust and affection. Give us light to remove the darkness. Give us compassion to control our passion. And may we speak the truth and serve everyone equally with grace, innocence, and with unconditional love. Thank you for coming today and having the opportunity to be together as a family. And may we ever live in peace and truth and always be healthy, happy, and holy. Have a very beautiful rest of your day. Sat Nam.